So today, we will be covering very specific aspects of how Progress is committing to enable our customers to make easier deployments using Azure Marketplace. We will also be explaining the different purchasing options that you, as customers, can avail on the Azure Marketplace. We will then be following it up with a short demo. This is an interactive presentation, so watch out for poll questions um, and feel free to, like I said, drop questions or doubts in the Q&A section. Now, I think I'll be preaching to the choir when I say that we now live in a world where enterprises and individuals alike are adopting cloud into the infrastructure at various levels. We at Progress are very cognizant that each organization is at different stages of their cloud journeys, be it fully cloud, multi-cloud, hybrid, or even for those organizations that are planning to adopt cloud. We at Progress understand that it is vital to ensure that you are able to deploy our software easily into your cloud infrastructure. So we now have offerings on public cloud marketplaces to ensure we solve very important aspects in your journey. One is by providing templates for helping perform faster deployments and start your journey into Chef easily. Second is to offer multiple purchasing options through the marketplace and help you procure Chef the way it is most suitable to you and your organization. So through the marketplaces, we are helping you with two things, like I said, faster deployments and easier purchases. Now, what do I mean when I say we are now offering multiple purchase options for you to pick from? We understand that each organization has its own processes for how to purchase a software license. Some of you like to make purchases directly on cloud marketplaces with pre-existing approvals on budgets. And there are some of you who operate the traditional way of using purchase orders and the route that way. We have options that can help both cases. If you would like to transact with Shift directly and use the marketplace only to make deployments, you can use our bring your own license, that is the BYOL offer on the Azure Marketplace. Here, we will work with you and your procurement teams for payments and then hand over the license key to you. You can make the deployment through the Azure Marketplace and key in the license key for activation. If you would like to procure through Marketplace, we can work with you in rolling out a private offer to your Azure account for you to pay for our software through Azure's billing cycles. So we also understand that there are many who are in the phase of evaluating our product. For that, we offer a test drive through the Azure Marketplace. The test drive will spin up a free trial instance for 2 hours, and you can get a feel of what Shift is directly. Whichever is your preferred method of purchase, we are open to support it full-heartedly. So for those of you who want to transact with us directly, we have the bring your own license method of deployment. And for those of you who want to purchase through the Azure Marketplace directly, we can give out private offers to your Azure account directly, and you can pay using your Azure billing cycles. It would be great if you could answer a question for us to understand how you and your organization purchase software through the marketplace. You will be seeing a poll question on your screen. Please select an option on the question in your Zoom window. This is for us to understand how you make purchases on your marketplaces. Do you or your organization purchase software through the marketplace at all? Give us a yes or no answer. And with that, when I say purchasing options, what do I say is on offer? Basically, the Chef product portfolio consists of 4 workload aligned products and our full suite product, the Chef Enterprise Automation Stack. Each workload aligned product, the Chef Infrastructure Management, the Chef App Delivery, the Chef Compliance, and Chef Desktop, is designed to make life easier for the operators who own these workloads specifically. Each is built on proven Chef technology, including Chef Infra for infrastructure configuration, Chef Inspect for policy-driven compliance automation, Chef Habitat for application definition and delivery, Chef Automate, our observability, dashboarding, and analytics. Uh, our products come with Chef Premium content. This is pretty crucial, which we curate for a variety of operating systems and cloud resources. For example, Chef Compliance subscription comes with access to audit and remediation content certified by external bodies such as the Center of Internet Security, CIS. This makes it possible for you, the customers, to achieve compliance with CIS benchmarks essentially out of the box without having to write code. You can start with Chef products by downloading our developer workspace, Chef Workstation, which contains all the tools that you need to get started. I will also be covering this as a part of the demo later during the presentation. Before we jump into a demo, I have another question. This will ensure that we have a better understanding of how you transact. So we would really like to know how you transact through the marketplace. Kindly let us know the answer in the poll question that is appearing on your screen, whether you have committed dollars spent for Azure in your organization. You can choose a yes or no. All right, then. So it's demo time. So we will now shift to a quick demo of our deployment. In this demo, we will be seeing how to deploy Chef through the Azure Marketplace. We will then be integrating the Chef Automate that we deployed with a sample VM on our Azure account to run a scan job. We will end by seeing a report of a scan job on our Automate dashboard. To begin with, go to your favorite browser and search for Chef in the Azure Marketplace. Select the search result. This listing provides an ARM template that helps you deploy Chef Automate and Infra Server into an instance under your Azure account. Click on Get It Now to begin deployment. Now the deployment of ARM template will begin under your Azure account. This usually kickstarts in a bunch of seconds. You're basically getting transported into your deployment screen now. Now let's click on Create. You will be providing details of where the VM should be. So I'm creating a sample for this demo. So you have to provide the resource group details here for where we should be deploying to. Let's go to the custom settings. Yes, you will be needed to provide your SSH keys. Now, the SSH keys are pretty vital here because this is to ensure you have access to the box that we are deploying to. This is where you will get access to all the information that is needed for you to get started. I'm going to be using my SSH keys to begin with. Let's click on Review and Create. Okay. So when you click Review and Create, Azure gives you an option to review all the inputs that you have provided. I think we are okay with everything. Azure then does a validation on the inputs that you have provided. Once the validation passes, let's go ahead with the creation. What now happens is that the ARM template spins up a new instance under your Azure account and installs Chef Automate into it. You can follow the progress on your dashboard. This usually takes somewhere around 5 to 10 minutes. I've sped up this process for the purpose of this demo. So you can clearly see the different deployment steps that are happening. After completion, you will see a message that says it's complete. You can go to the resource group to see all the deployment details. Here, you can see a list of everything that was done. Let us see the details of the VM that was created for us. Here you can see the public DNS created for the Automate instance to be accessed. Let's go into the VM. Yes, so that's our DNS name. These are all the details that we need. The public IP address. Let us now open our Automate instance using the DNS name provided. Bear in mind, this is a bare bones VM without any SSL installed. So we will be allowing the browser to proceed for now. We now have the Automate dashboard loading up. Yeah. So Automate now asks for a login to start using it. You will need a username and a password to get started. So where do you get your username? To know your Automate credentials, you can SSH into the box and get it directly from within it. It is stored in a secure location inside the box. Let us now connect to the box using our SSH credentials. We know our IP address. Let's go into that. Okay, just a second. I have fat fingers. I'm sorry. Okay, typing out the IP address. Let us see what we have in here. Okay, you can see that we have a starter kit provided by default. Let's open the trial folder. What is inside the trial? Wow, we have a credentials text file. Let's see what we have in the credentials. Beautiful. We have the chef URL, the Automate admin dashboard, your username, and the password. Let's use it to log into our Automate dashboard. Okay, it's logging in. Congratulations, you are now inside Chef Automate, our web browser dashboard. Please bear in mind, this is a trial and you will need a license key from us after you're purchasing it, using the multiple options that we spoke about in the previous slides. To get started, you will have to provide your information and register. I'm using my credentials here to get started. We highly recommend you to agree for us to send you the latest information. That is a beautiful way for you to stay updated. Let's now register. Beautiful. We will now be seeing how to connect your Azure account nodes to this Chef installation. That's the next part of the demo. For this, we will be using something called as node integrations. This is a feature under Chef Automate. Here we have. So let's do this. Let's go into node integrations. Beautiful. Let's pick a cloud platform. We have options for all cloud providers. We will be using Azure. Let's give it a name. This is a name that you use for referring to in your dashboard. And to plug automate into your Azure account, you will need to provide details of an application on your Azure account with the correct accesses to the subscription and the VMs that you want. I have a sample app for purposes of this demo. I'll be using the client ID, secret, and the tenant ID for a sample subscription that I have and the sample Apple app that I showed you. I also have a node running that is connected to that subscription. Let's go ahead and give the client ID, secret, and tenant details here. Okay, once you are done, let's click on Save Integration. We have now successfully connected our Azure account to your Automate account. You can see details of the subscription it has access to. In my case, it's a free trial subscription. Let us now go to the next part of the demo where we actually perform a scan on the instances on your subscription. Under the Profiles tab, you can see details of all the profiles that are available to you. So the Automate dashboard, when you purchase it, it comes with a host of default compliance profiles that you can start using immediately. Like I mentioned before, we have CAS certified benchmarks that are available. You can pick one and then start using it. So for this demo, we'll be using the CAS benchmark for Azure Foundations. When you click on a particular profile, you can see the list of all the controls that come under this profile. So you get an idea of what are the different controls that it will be running in. Now let's click on Get. The profile gets added into your dashboard. We go back to Profiles, it will be under your account. Perfect. Now let's create a scan job using this profile. We pick the node manager that we created earlier. We were calling it the sample manager. Let's click that. Okay. Done. Let's click next. Then we click the profile that we had selected earlier. Here you can click all the profiles that you need. And then you need to give a name for you to refer to this job. I'm going to give a sample name to this. Let's click on Save. The scan job begins after you save it. You can optionally schedule it for when you want it to run. You can see that it is running now. You can also see the list of nodes that it will be running on. Okay. And in the scan jobs tab, you will see a list of all jobs that are running. That pop-up that you see, that's basically it reminding you that you need to key in a license key. Like I mentioned earlier, if you already have a license key that you have purchased, you can key it in and start activating it. Else, you can reach out to us and then we'll work with you for a license key based on the price that you want. That works best for both of us. Okay, the scan job is still running. Yep, it's completed. Let us now see the report for this completed scan. Voila. It scanned the one node I had in the subscription and it has failed on some controls. Right? This is pretty crucial because we now have a clear idea of what kind of CAS controls that node fails on. Let's click on the report to see what details of failures and successes. You can see a list of all the failures that happened, the warnings that are raised to you, and you can act on it accordingly. Like I mentioned earlier, apart from audit and compliance content, we also have a host of remediation content available as premium content. You can remediate these failures immediately, and you can start bringing your whole fleet to be compliant again. Now, that brings us to the end of the demo. We'll be dropping links to the documentation that give you a clear idea on the steps of everything that I was talking about in terms of deployment and usage in the chat window. You can refer to them there. To give you a quick recap of what we saw now, first, we saw how to find Chef on Azure Marketplace. Second, we saw how to deploy Chef from the marketplace. Third, we saw how using Automate, we can scan your Azure instances. And last, we saw how to see the report of a scan job to see how compliant your fleet is. Since we saw how to make deployments, we would like to understand what kind of deployments you make through the marketplace usually. You will be seeing a poll question popping up. This is basically for us to understand what kind of deployments you make through the marketplace, usually in your organization. Do you make trial deployments, development, or production grade deployments? Click on yes or no for production grade deployment.
Hey, Sud, it's Michelle. While they're answering those poll questions, I do have two audience questions.
Yes, please.
One is, will this program work in Canada? That's from our friend Mark.
Okay. So this is standard through the Azure Marketplace. We have enabled this for most popular regions. Yes, you should be. And Azure also takes care of local taxing, so that shouldn't be an issue for you.
Fantastic. And then one more, if you don't mind, while we're voting. Michael had asked, just confirm, can a trial instance be converted to a production instance?
Okay. Like I said, we would really like to understand the kind of deployments that you make. Michael, I would like to have a conversation with you, but nevertheless, we do not make any differentiation in terms of how you use the deployments. When you deploy it, you can use it for development or for production or anything of that sort. The instances are under your Azure account. You can play with it the way you want to play it. What we do is enable you to get started and deploy easily. And after that, the instances are all yours. I hope that I have answered the question.
Thanks, Sud. That's all I have at this time.
Perfect. And before, while we check other questions, I also have a couple of callouts to make. We really encourage you to subscribe to our Discourse channel. It is discourse.chef.io. You will be notified of everything latest on Chef. To give you a glimpse of some of the very recent releases that we made, very specific to Azure, like we released cloud resources for in Azure for virtual network gateway connections, migrating assessment compliances, and a whole bunch of things. And most importantly, the resources that you get, there are a lot of CAS benchmark resources. I've been reiterating this multiple times, but I want to ensure that we hear this. We have compliance profiles that are CAS benchmarked. This means that this will ensure your Azure fleet is compliant with CAS certified Azure frameworks. Okay, so as promised, that was my last slide. Let's go to questions now. Okay.
So just an FYI, I did put in our participant chat the Discourse channel, our Slack community channel, as well as the hyperlinks for our resources.
Thank you, Michelle. And I'm really sorry, I forgot to introduce the other panelists that we have. So Michelle Shebek is our marketing champion. And we also have Joanna Brew, who is our partnership champion. So you can have questions that are very specific to these also, we can answer them. Okay, how do I see the questions here? Thanks for the question, Bas. I'm not sure if I got the name correct, Bas Langenberg. So the question here is, are you able to deploy the template into an existing VNet as well? Notice that the deployment created its own VNet. So we haven't added configurations for you to, I would say, customize kind of VPCs and the VNets that you would prefer. These are all stuff that we will be rolling out very soon this year. To begin with, at this point of time, this is set configurations that you will have to deploy using. Okay.
Okay, so
We have a question from Amit. I apologize. Okay. I already have an Automate license. Can I use the same here?
Yes. Sorry, did I get the name right? It's Amit, right? Sorry.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a little challenged. I'm trying to figure out the interfaces in Zoom. I'm getting lost here, but hi, Amit. Thanks for this is a lovely question. Yes, you can absolutely port your existing licenses into the deployment here. Like I said, we have a bring your own license offer. It's the BYOL offer on the Azure Marketplace. You can go in, deploy, and as I showed on the demo, you can go, it will be a trial deployment. You can key in your license key and activate it with the license key that you have already purchased with us. I hope that I answered your question.
Another one that we have is a question about support.
Okay. Support, that's an interesting question. So the standard support that we offer for any customer, be it on-prem or deployments by yourself, will be applicable here too. So you will get the same support that you get outside here too. We've got some very interesting questions coming up.
Yeah, and you know what? We have another one by Vera, and I apologize if I pronounce that wrong. It's a beautiful VEERA. The question is, how about pricing? How's the pricing fixed and deployed?
Yes. To talk about pricing, let me go back to our software bundle slide. So yes, so Vera, if I've read your name right, sorry, I'm still not able to figure out how to read questions and answers. I'm sorry. So Vera, yes, the pricing depends upon the software bundle that you will be using it for. We have separate prices for the different bundles. The enterprise automation stack is gets you everything. And then if you want, you can get very specific workload aligned bundles, the infrastructure management, Chef compliance, Chef app delivery. We usually price it per node that you will be managing through our software. I'm happy to chat with you. If you have any further inquiries on pricing, we can bring you in and have a very specific conversation with you about it. Please drop us a note and then we can chat. Okay. I think we have run out of time. Michelle, should we do one more question or should we close this?
I don't see any questions right now. Again, okay, you guys in the chat, you have our resources, our Slack channel, our Discord. So feel free to reach out to us. We always want to be there to help your journey a little bit easier to navigate. So don't hesitate.
Yes. Thanks a lot, folks, for attending this webinar. We really value and appreciate your time. So we understand that 30 minutes on a weekday is a big deal. Thank you for deciding to spend the 30 minutes with us. And yeah, I'm filled with gratitude for all of you who came and attended this webinar. Thanks a lot. And we wish you all a happy new year and a healthy new year.
Thank you so much.